What's up, Seattle?
Hey, y'all.
Jazz and Tae here, bringing you a weekly hot take. This is a new segment you can catch every Tuesday evening from 10 to 10:30 p.m.
In this new segment, airing live on Rainier Avenue Radio, we'll bring current events and trending topics to our audience, giving our unsolicited opinion and asking for yours.
As always, let us know if it was the way or not the way, and join the conversation.
Hey. Welcome to the very first weekly hot takes. I don't know the name of it yet.
The Ways
Weekly Hot Takes. That's my second time messing it up. I will get it. It's week one.
It's new.
So welcome to the Ways Weekly Hot Takes. We are
The Way with Jazz and Tae. I'm Jazz.
Just thinking you would say your name. Jasmine and Shantae. And we have a podcast called The Way with Jazz and Tae that we've actually been doing for 2 years now. And we've been looking for a way to branch out to new audience and to do more cool content. And so here we are on Rainier Avenue Radio to talk to you guys and bring you, hot takes. We're really excited to be here, but let us tell you guys a little bit more about us and who we are, because hello, why do you care? I mean, everybody should.
I was going to say, at this point, everybody needs to care.
But let's give them a few reasons. I'll start with my introduction. I'm Shantae Young. I work as a marketing coordinator for Liberty Mutual. And my background is predominantly in marketing. I've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years now. And we really just started the podcast as a little fun hobby, and it's just grown into something that we could never have imagined. And and we just have a lot of fun doing it. And then one fun fact about me, I don't actually know. I feel like every time I give a fun fact, it changes. And I'm like, is it even a fun fact anymore? Because I'm sure somebody has heard it somewhere. But one fun fact would be that I've lived in all 4 corners of the US. So I've lived in California, Washington, Maine, and Florida. So yes, that's my fun fact for the show.
I didn't even think about that, but you definitely have. That's
yes,
for sure.
Girl.
Yes. I'm into that.
Thank you.
Strictly a PNW kind of girl. But my name's Jasmine. Right now, I'm actually transitioning. I was a professional working in human resources. Now I'm an insurance producer. So shout out to COVID and 2020 for pushing me into new things. Yay. Born and raised in Seattle, like I was saying, I am definitely a true Pacific Northwest girl through and through. I'm looking to change that soon. Stay tuned for info towards that. But hey, fun fact about me. Let's see. I'm going to stick with the one this is my favorite fun fact. And for those of you that don't know me, you're going to know this about me really soon and really quickly, because I can't help but talk about it all the time. I love sloths. I'm obsessed with sloths. And people who know me and know me well know that I love sloths, and I have little Easter eggs all over our house here, coffee mugs, calendars, flower pots, notepads, anything that you can think of that you can put a sloth on it. I'm pretty sure I have it. That's my fun fact.
So that's just a little bit more about us. And, as we continue the show, you will obviously learn more about who we are and to learn more about our personalities. But we just wanted to give you guys a little intro so that you aren't completely in the dark. I did quickly want to mention, if you are just jumping on or just tuning in, I know we're only a few minutes in, but you are listening to The Ways Weekly Hot Takes on Rainier Avenue Radio live. All right. And now we're going to get into our hot take of the week, which personally, I don't think is much of a hot take, but we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. So Little Miss, thank you next. Little Miss, God is a woman. The Read, one of my other favorite podcasts, they love to call her Sleeves. Ariana Grande, she is engaged again. And actually, let's talk about that because I feel like society as a whole, we've really blown this entire thing out of proportion. And Miss Ariana Grande's actually only been engaged twice. So it's funny that after no, really, when you think about it, she's only actually been engaged twice, which for someone that's a 27-year-old, I guess that's one more engagement than most of us have, but it's not a lot for a 27-year-old. Yeah. So anyways,
twice engaged but never married. Like I'm not. Hold up. I don't want to shame her on that. Like, but like 2 engagements is a lot. Like for a 27-year-old, like it would make even more sense though. Like if the last one had, if she had gotten divorced, because then it's like she's gone through, but she's just kind of getting engaged. We're not there yet, but those are my initial thoughts from jump.
No. I totally feel that. So we'll go ahead and jump in here. And she posted this picture. Was this on Sunday or Monday?
Sunday.
And I didn't think anything of it at first because it's literally like sandwiched in there. She tried to like sneak it in there that she was engaged. It's like the 3rd or 4th photo on this slideshow that she's got on her Instagram. And it's a big rock. It's like an oval shaped diamond. It has a little pearl on it. There it is. I think it's a beautiful ring. It's classy. I think it's like an old fashioned kind of vibe. And it's funny because I was looking at the post and I was like, oh, cute. Yay, lovey-dovey. And then it was swiping and I was like, oh, wait, no. Like, Ari, I thought we just went through this, girl. Like, literally, your last album, Thank You Next, you were like, I'm going to learn to love myself and be about me and blah, blah, blah. And I guess enough time has passed in which an engagement would be acceptable. But sweetie, you just met this man.
Yeah, so I just feel like, I don't know, like, why not? I think my personal beef with it is like, I don't understand why she had to announce it. Like,
okay, thank you.
I don't know. I just feel weird. I just feel like I just recently had like a debate conversation around like celebrities being role models and stuff like that. And it's just weird to me that everything for them is documented. And I'm sure it's because she has to get ahead of it. Like if she doesn't share it first, somebody else will. So it's like, yeah, you want to be the person in control of that information getting out. But at the same time, honestly, we didn't even know she was dating. She could have just kept that until like next year and been like, I've been engaged for 6 months, actually. Like that would have been a cool pop-up, I don't know. It's just always strange to me. Like,
no, especially with her and like her past relationships. This girl has had a lot of relationships. A lot of them have been public. And a lot of other like celebrities and things have like spoken on them, because they might have had like interactions with their other spouses, whatever. And so, yes, I agree with you that like at this point in her life and with her, like, look at Pete Davidson's relationship. The media was not nice to them at all. And the public, even like the internet, tore Pete Davidson up left and right. Like nobody was nice to them during the course of their relationship. And I feel like that was really, I mean, I'm sure there was a bunch of other things going on, but that was a huge part of like a component as to why it didn't work out and why she had to call it off when she did, So I just would have thought going into a new relationship or maybe something that was more, say, solid or forever, she would approach it with more like grace and more like privacy, like I would hope so. But here's the other guy. Here's what we're not talking about. This dude, Dalton, what's his name? Gomez. We don't know this man. Nobody knows who he is. Like, where did he come from? Where the fuck did he come from?
I feel like that's perfect. Like,
seriously.
It's not somebody who's looking for a come up, because I feel like, not to say that I think Pete Davidson was an opportunist, but like he was winning in that relationship. Nobody knew who Pete Davidson was, and then all of a sudden he was on SNL, and now he's got a bunch of movies. And I don't mean to hate. Did he have that beforehand?
I think he was on SNL before Ariana Grande. Let's not take that away from him.
I didn't know who the man was prior to Ariana Grande.
Same.
I will just say that I personally did not know who he was. And honestly, like to this day, I kind of just like, if I see him and stuff, I'm like, Ariana really dated him? Because like in the movies I've seen him in, he's very typecast, and he's typecast as kind of like a dud. And I think that's his bit. Like he's just kind of like the funny guy who like seems like he's not to be taken seriously, but I was just like, I don't even know how they met. Like, I feel like I sound so mean right now, but like,
no, you're not.
I don't see Pete Davidson for her. And I don't know how that even came.
Be mean. You're being honest. It's an unsolicited opinion. You're not mean, okay?
Like, how did that come to be?
So like, I'm glad that you said that, because I've got this like thought or theory that like, if you look at her dating history, and like she's been around for a long time, you know, she's got her start on like Nickelodeon, and back in her like teens, she dated a lot of like little teeny boppers, people that were like in boy bands or stuff or whatever. And then she got into like the like she dated like Big Sean after she had like a bad breakup with one of her teeny bopper boys. She dated Big Sean, and that was like, you know, a big huge deal.
That was so big.
Yeah, because you know, Big Sean and Ariana Grande, that was like Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson at the time. Big Sean was like on his shit. He was like, no, think about it. She had just kind of like broken out, you know. She everybody was like, Ariana who? Ariana Grande?
She was out.
Okay, you're right.
She had dropped her first album. People were loving Ariana Grande.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'll give her that credit.
Girl, come on. She had probably dropped her second album by then.
Well, no, listen, because I don't know, because her and Mac Miller got together when they collaborated on The Way, and that was one of her first singles.
No.
Am I wrong? Am I completely wrong?
That timeline is not right. Everybody thought that they got together on that because of how cute that they were in the music video and stuff.
Kissed at the end of the video, duh.
He wanted to date her, but she wasn't into it. She then dated Big Sean and then dated Mac Miller. But like there was definitely chemistry at that time, but they weren't dating each other.
For sure. But I want to go back and to what I was saying was like, she, after like Big Sean, I feel like she did kind of like take a step back and started realizing that she might need to only fuck with like regular dudes or like quote unquote normal dudes.
I can't.
No, listen.
So she dates one of her dancers, and then she dates Mac Miller. Like,
well, no, okay. So I'm not saying like Mac Miller was an outlier in that situation. Okay, like I can't group Mac in that. You know, R.I.P. to him. I can't. But listen. Ricky Alvarez, a backup dancer, aka normal Joe Schmo. Pete Davidson, come on. He was another, like, definitely way down below her. And then we've got this dude, Dalton, who, first, what kind of name is Dalton? I don't know where that came from. I swear to God, she probably, I don't know.
Leave this man alone. She probably found him on Bumble or Tinder.
No,
and I think this is great for her.
He's like a real estate dude.
I feel like she needs like somebody we don't know, because then we have no access to him. You know, we can't like find out all his information and where his parents stay, and we can't like drag him. Like he seems like he's a regular, however old he is, male realtor in LA. We already know too much. And and like, you know, and they're just going to be happy and like probably like buy a bunch of homes and flip them together. And like, she's going to continue to make music. I'm really happy for her, because I think she needs somebody that's not like literally not in the limelight. Like everybody else had some kind of, you know,
attention on them, or like, yes. So he
had some like reputation that preceded them already.
Yeah.
And I feel like he came from nowhere. We don't know anything about him. That's great. Like, he's a great guy because Ariana Grande is engaged to him, and that's all we really
clearly need to know. He has one of the biggest points that like I keep seeing a lot of like the media outlets and whatnot talking about, is that he's got a private Instagram. and he
I'm
only
with
has
that.
like 4,000 followers. You
And I'm
know,
with that.
so it's like you being Ariana Grande, who she's got what, hundreds of millions of followers. You know, like I do agree that this is a great step back compared to her track record. Um,
Yeah.
Now, they've only been dating like, well, so here's the thing. It's only been confirmed that they've been dating since February because that's when she was making all those posts and all that whatnot, like that promo or February, March, all that promo stuff for Stuck With You with Justin Bieber. And that's when we first saw her with Dalton because they were quarantined together. So as far as we know, they've only been together like what, 10 months at this point?
Now that's
But
the
it's
troubling part.
right, because it seems a little quick, right?
Yeah.
But here's the
But
thing, when you
I feel like she's that type. When she knows, she knows.
see, and that's kind of how I feel. Now, here's what I want to ask you. Like, do you think she's gonna make it down the aisle?
I hope so.
You hope so. Do you think she will though? Like, how are you? Like, what are you? 50%, 60? I know it. Yeah, no, you hope so, but like, what's the
Let's
reality?
do an 80%.
80? Okay, okay. I feel you on that.
I really want to give her 100, but just like, I don't know. There's a little bit of doubt, and that's just me. That's not even Ariana. Like,
Now, I would be more doubtful if, like we were talking about, he was a public figure. More people knew who he was and all that kind of stuff. Like, because this is like really private, I feel like right now, really, ultimately, this is like her and him right now. I feel like it's really just them against the world because there's no like, nobody's over here trying to dig up dirt on him and like throw dirt on his name and like go through all of his. I'm sure there probably are, whatever.
oh,
People,
absolutely.
people are sick.
The
But
Arianators feel so left out right now. They're like,
right,
excuse me, Ariana? We didn't get a formal notice
right.
before you went public with this.
Yes. So
Yeah, no. I
I
hope
think
that they do.
same. I'm really, really more inclined towards they are going to because of the fact that this is like a Jay-Z and Beyonce level type of like privacy. They need to keep it on that level of like exclusivity.
I'm weak.
Do you
Not
like
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
but like think about it with Jay-Z and Beyonce, we don't know anything about them. The paparazzi barely even like sees them together. No?
Yeah,
See,
I
that's what
guess. But
that's what
that's
they
like
need
a
to do.
completely different situation. They need to be on like Meghan Markle and Harry. That's how they need to be checked off. That like completely just say you're done with Hollywood and go live your best life, Ariana. Give us albums on the low, like change your name or something, but still give us great music. But like go live your life and you don't have to be in the limelight.
Now,
Um,
I want to ask
Go
you
ahead.
something else here because I've doing my little bit of research here and trying to like straighten out the timeline of her dating history and everything like that. I found out that during the time of her and Big Sean's little dating scene, that
Mhm.
was right around the time that he had been engaged to Naya Rivera.
Yes.
R.I.P. to her.
Yes.
Now, apparently, there was some crossover. And I don't know,
Yes.
you knew, okay, I didn't know this. What? So Naya wrote in her book, Sorry Not Sorry, that like she had popped up on Big Sean one day or whatever, and Ariana was there at the crib. Like she popped up on them. Yes, and they were there together. Your
Weak.
face.
That's messy. Weak.
Right? What would you do? Oh my God. Would you fight? Would you
If
fight?
I were who am I in this scenario?
Do you think, well, here's the thing. I feel like Ariana Grande knew full damn well that like Naya Rivera was a thing and was a huge factor in his life. I mean, hello, engaged. They were going to get married. So like,
I mean, but
where
like they weren't gonna get married.
or well, hello, same situation with Ariana and Pete. She thought she was going to marry Pete.
Yeah, but their situation was so different. Like Naya and Big Sean's relationship went from like 0 to 1,000 in 5 seconds, and it like sped up and was over before we could even digest that he had broken up with Ariana Grande. Like
Yeah, no, you're
There
right.
was so much going on there, and I still
You're
like to this
absolutely
day.
right.
And then like, RIP, but like after the fact, she didn't even like call off her wedding. She just went and like
Married
married the
somebody
guy, yeah, and
else.
like kept the same wedding. Like
So
she
here's what
she was getting married regardless of
that's
who
what
was there.
that's what blows my mind about that. Is like, how do you find somebody that quick?
She was
just
ready. She was getting married.
she
It
probably
was
had
who
applications.
wanted to act right. Yeah, like again, rest in peace. I don't want to speak ill of
You're
her.
absolutely right. No,
But
you're right.
like
Let's
that
move on from
situation to
that.
me, I was always like, yo, there's a lot going on. Too much going on for me to keep up with.
Okay,
And yet
well,
here we are, and I'm running it back.
well, now I want to move on though, even before then. So remember how earlier I touched on that she had been on in all of those like on again, off again relationships with like those teeny bopper guys and one of those boy bands and stuff from her Nickelodeon days.
Right.
Well, apparently she also did a similar. Well, this was more on like her doing. She, I guess, quote unquote, like left one of her boyfriends. I can't remember his name. No. Jay Brooks. I don't even. Okay, Jay Brooks, and I don't even know who he is. Bang Bang, that band Bang Bang.
I
You guys
don't
know anything about that? Yeah, no, me neither. But I had no idea. But apparently they had dated, and she ended up breaking up with him and leaving him for some other dude named Nathan Sykes. Again, this is supposedly from our like generation. We should know these people, Shantae, but I don't. I have no idea who these people are.
I
And
know
yeah,
who I
so
know.
yeah, so she left one for the other, and I guess was really open about like, yeah, I got left for another dude. I was cheated on. It sucks, you know. So I feel like when you look at that from a young Ariana like perspective, and you think about like where she is now and her history like dating, I feel like she really, really, truly does like follow her heart, or like, you know what I mean. She follows what she's feeling, if that makes any sense, and she's not afraid to like go for it.
Put herself back out there and really like
Yeah,
do it like all over again. I think I
yeah.
admire that. But maybe it also has to play a factor with like her family. Like I feel like family is a very big thing for her.
Mhm.
And I feel like, her grandparents are married for a very long time. I don't think her parents are together anymore, but like I think she's used to seeing like love and like family.
Yeah.
And I think that like we're all like she's the same age as us. We're all getting to that age where it's like we are kind of like, wow, I'm kind of like ready to start doing like that family kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
maybe not marriage, because like for me, I'm like, give me a few more years, but
I
like
know. I just got
you're starting
hot.
to want to do stuff, blushing. You're just kind of starting to want to do things with people, like with people that
Mhm.
you care about. So I can definitely understand, like, it's not surprising to me. She definitely is one of those people that when she dates someone, she goes all in. And I feel like right now is a great time for her to have gotten engaged, because it's like if they have truly spent the entire quarantine together, they have really gotten to know each other. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
People have gotten divorced in this year. Okay. Divorce rates are up. People don't like each other when they have to spend all day, every day together. They
Oh,
may
man,
have
right?
spent all day, every day and decided, we like each other. We want to continue to do this. And I'm like, it has to be real.
You know what? That Shantae might be really point case of exactly what it is, because a lot of people, their relationships have either made it or absolutely have not during this time. And I feel like as people who, again, we don't know the entire timeline of their relationship, but like they've not been together that long. But spending upwards of a year in quarantine together with somebody, definitely, I feel like you could decide if you could spend your life with them or not.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
you spend every waking moment with somebody. Yeah, I'd be ready to, like, you know what? I could do this. Why don't we just do this right now? I do. Okay, I do.
So somebody on the phone said she is a Cancer, which definitely explains how she is. Which I
Oh,
agree. Cancers are extremely emotional creatures.
yes.
And that's really all I know about cancers. I don't deal with cancers. Sorry.
One of my very best friends, Ariana, funny enough, is a Cancer as well. So I completely understand and can see how the two can like correlate. Cancers are very emotional. They are like very sensitive creatures as well, you know. And when they do love, they love hard because it takes a lot for them to like get to that point with you, you know.
Absolutely. So, I was gonna say, don't take emotional as a bad thing, guys.
Right.
Like I say emotional, they feel their feelings, which a lot of us don't do.
I'm one of them. I cry almost daily, okay? No, I do cry. I do cry daily, actually. Let me rephrase that. I wanted to say one last thing, though, before we do start like rounding up here with our weekly hot take. One of her very good friends, Victoria Monet, which is actually one of the 7 rings that she sings about in her 7 Ring song. She actually is now becoming an expecting mother. You know, so she's pregnant. She's expecting a baby with her partner, whom is, guess what? A regular dude.
I just think regular dudes for celebrities makes a lot of sense.
Yes, I completely agree. So I definitely think Ariana probably took a page from her friend's book here and realized, you know, it's less stress, less drama all the way around. This is going to be the way for me. And hopefully it works out. I do see them running down the aisle. But again, I want to say, and with no shade, if it doesn't happen, I won't be upset. You know, my heart won't be broken. That's just what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, well, that is our time for the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our very first The Way's weekly hot takes. Tune in next Tuesday at 10 o'clock to see what we're going to talk about next week.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into The weekly hot takes. Catch you next Tuesday, same time, same place.
And don't be a stranger. Feel free to reach out and message us if there are any hot takes you'd love for us to cover.
Remember to follow us on Instagram at The Way Jazz and Tae, on Twitter at The Way JT, and on Patreon, The Way with Jazz and Tae. See you next week.
Until then, stay black. Peace.